They have been combing Highway 53, White Stocking Road. That's the road that's behind me here. You really can't see it. In fact, all you can see are the rapids coming off of those high floodwaters from the Northeast Cape Fear River. Here's an idea of how powerful this boat was as it came on shore here in Southport. This is the T-top of the boat, the fishing boat, the 26-foot vessel here. It is completely ripped off of that boat that was towed away a couple hours ago. I'm now over on Ringo Drive behind the Wilmington Costco here, where there's an active scene right now where police are investigating a reported suspicious package on a car. I want to make it clear, I heard from police just moments ago, they tell me that this package does not lead to any credible threat for the store or its employees. A unique election now turning into a unique election evening. We are still here at the Bladen County Board of Elections as a recount vote is underway for ballots in the final precinct. We still have a lot of water that's going to be making its way southward, making its way downhill here in Wilmington. You're going to see roads like this stay flooded. That is how thick a layer of ice is currently sitting right now just here on 3rd Street in downtown Wilmington. In the eyes of the state, Jody Green is a permanent resident of Columbus County and was in time for meeting the election requirements to run for sheriff. Now, in a 4-to-1 vote, the State Board of Elections was in favor of Green and went against the County Election Board's decision. Not even 15 minutes ago, it was not raining. It was nowhere near these bad conditions, and the power was on here at the Exxon station, and there was lines of folks trying to get gas. There's still people, if you can come with me, that are over here trying to look at gas pumps and see if they can get some gas, but the folks in the Exxon station came out just maybe 10 minutes ago and said power's out, pumps are out. You definitely see a good bit of the white stuff, and it is already with a thick layer as well on the ground. So it is not only coming down, but it is staying. Out of all the pieces of safety equipment, Hall suggests you take on your vessel before you hit the water, the biggest being your life jacket. Either big or small, it can help you on the vessel and especially out in the water. And you notice the tire tracks here on the embankment. Well, those were tracks left by trucks that made it through the cut through to access I-40, really their only road they could access for several days. You'd think it'd be easy just cleaning up all this trash, but it's actually quite complex. In fact, all this clutter that now sits along Highway 210 here, county crews have no actual right to clean any of it up. Live in Wilmington, Andrew James, WWY News. That fatal discovery being made in the woods just beside me here, well within them, well off of Wiregrass Road here. Dozens of FBI agents as well as local law enforcement desperately searching for 13-year-old Hanya Aguilar. That search coming to an end, but one that nobody wanted to see.
We are absolutely devastated.
For weeks, the question was, where could Hanya Aguilar be? Now it's, why would someone do this and who did this, leaving the 13-year-old's body in water along a remote Robeson County road?
We have to find out how she died, who did this to her, and we have to bring the person or persons responsible to justice.
As law enforcement continues the investigation for the Aguilar family and the community as a whole, there's a state of grief and shock.
It was a young girl, and a lot of people had high hopes of seeing her still alive.
I ran into Alberto Quiro Tuesday night when the scene at Aguilar's body was still busy. He's a friend of the family. Then he remained hopeful, but now all he wants is to be there for the family, and he asks others to do the same.
In case somebody wants to help him, just talk to the mom, her mother, go support her. Right now that she needs it the most.
What law enforcement need now the most is help from the public. A killer is on the loose. Police ask neighbors to remain vigilant and in touch if they see something suspicious.
We will not stop until we find the person or persons responsible and we bring them to justice. We will not stop.
The FBI says more evidence was found around the area where her body was found. How she died, though, is still unknown, and no persons of interest nor suspects have been named. It has left Lumberton's tight Hispanic community devastated and afraid that justice may never come.
She's a girl that started to see everything now. She's going to see a future. And now, like, this happened.
And that reward still remains at $30,000 for any information that could lead to an arrest now in this murder, as this mystery turns into a manhunt. In Robeson County, Andrew James, WWAY News.
Everything is gone.
Sights never seen before in Pender County. Communities along the Northeast Cape Fear River devastated with historic flood waters.
There's just no way to compare this devastation to anything that's been in the past.
Thousands of neighbors and pets have been rescued by multiple rescue teams, some with the county, others out of state, and some locals who had a boat.
This is sad, man. I mean, everything we have is gone. All these people, they have nowhere to go.
Robert Hicks woke up to floodwaters in his bedroom. He had to swim through 6 feet high of water to escape and almost lost his life. He was saved, as were dozens, and the waters are not going down.
We're not out of the woods yet. The rivers are still rising. We're not even going to crest before maybe Thursday.
Floodwaters are up to rooftops. White Stocking Road is a river and deep enough to where Greg Holloman and his crew had to dodge power lines to reach some areas.
It's bad because during Matthew I was still able to get back into the home, but versus here, the house, water's over the house.
A lot of these folks have not got home in days.
Thousands remain in shelters and without power, dozens no home and few belongings. County leaders confident neighbors and the community can recover, as is Denise Williams.
God never makes a mistake, so we're going to be all right. We're going to be fine.
For the Cape Fear CW Primetime News in Pender County, I'm Andrew James.
It's amazing how quick the time went. I mean, I've been here for 6 years, and it doesn't seem like it's been 6 years. It's just flew, you know.
In those 6 years, Gerald Thompson has not only been a bus driver, but a guardian for the kids of Bus 248.
That's what, you know, gets me up in the morning.
Following his military retirement, Thompson and his wife moved to North Carolina to take care of his dad. Eventually, his job search landed him in the Pender County school system.
I never, in my wildest dreams, thought I would drive a bus. I was quite intimidated initially.
Parents like Kristen Tortorisi see him as more than the man who gets her kids to school and back.
He knows all of his kids' names. He waves to all the parents. If there's an issue, he reaches out to the parents.
He also found creative ways to keep the kids well behaved on the bus.
I'll tell you what, if you guys can stay in your seats, I will make sure I get something special for you. And they got to choose their own kind of candy they liked. They got their own medal. I have a medal with my picture on it and everything on the back. It says, thanks for being great on Bus 248.
It's the last time he will do that, though. You see, Thompson is retiring and moving with his wife and grandson to take care of her family.
I wanted to do whatever I could to support him on his next endeavor.
Tortorisi, along with other parents of Route 248, have collected more than $1,000 to help Thompson's family.
We want to thank him for everything that he's done. Again, as a retired service member, thank him for his service to our country, and wish him and his family well into retirement.
It's their way of saying to Mr. Thompson that you did great for the kids of Bus 248.
You know, I'm really grateful to all the parents, you know, that are involved and just the community in general.
Blood everywhere on her.
This is the moment a neighbor's security camera caught Mary Hinson walking into this Spofford Circle home. She was then attacked by several pit bulls. Thomas Ginley was across the street. He could hear her screaming as he and Hinson's friend approached the home.
Once I get inside the door, I see 5 dogs surrounding this girl as she's laying on the ground or on the floor.
Ginley then tried to fight off the dogs.
The biggest one lunged at me, got my arm, and then basically all I could do at that point was keep talking to her, trying to make sure that she was still conscious. She lost consciousness a few times.
Police say Hinson was severely injured and rushed to New Hanover Regional, but they add that she was not allowed in the home. This coming from the homeowner, Sherry Spivey, who just 2 days ago was taken into police custody and currently sits behind bars. Ginley did not know Hinson nor her friend.
Old military training, basically. You know, when somebody yells for help, you go and help.
The dogs were taken by animal control, and after surgery, Hinson is in stable condition. Neighbors are calling Ginley a hero for stepping in. Neighbors also tell me they've called police about the dogs as well as suspicious activity at the home several times. Ginley hopes this incident will result in a change.
It's nice that the house has quieted down. This is a terrible incident to have happened, but hopefully it cleans out that house and all the problems that it's had in the last 2 years.